Okay, let's talk about Westbrook and the Lakers and these will he come off the bench rumors that are just flying around right now. The one quote I remember was from Ramona Shelburne, who was very connected to the Lakers, who said that they view him as a starter. With that said, look, they got Pat Bev, they got Schroeder, they've got Kendrick Nunn who's coming back now, and of course the Westbrook trade thing is always looming over everything. Will they move the future picks? It's been talked about enough. What I believe is that if he's not traded, he will be the starter on day one. I then think Darvin Ham is going to give him an opportunity to earn as many minutes as he possibly could, right? Of course, he opened up the summer with I want him to be the bulldog defensively. I think it's safe to say that Westbrook, as an on ball defender, his best days are most likely behind him, and even on his peak days, he was never the best team defender, so I don't know if we can expect that from him. And as far as the offense, like, it's been talked about enough times. We would love for him to be more of a screen setter and to cut and be better on catch and shoot threes. So we'll just see with all that. But what I am wondering is how specific would the Lakers want to get with Westbrook's minutes, I guess? Because there is a world in which he starts, but he plays for like the first 4 to 5 minutes of a game. Then he comes out, and then let's say LeBron sits at the end of the first quarter or whatever, or like maybe like 2 minutes to go into the end of the first quarter, and then Westbrook comes in, and then Westbrook can get this like 5 minute stretch where he can just be Russ, run the show and all that cool stuff, and he might get some minutes with Anthony Davis, and he can screen for Russ, and perhaps you've got something there in the minutes LeBron is sitting. I'm not completely sure that's a guarantee because, I mean, the fear of Westbrook's mid-range jumper is pretty real right now. Like, he's just not as good from that area as he used to be. He really could develop like a floater at this point in his career. I think that would really benefit him. And as far as his passing, I mean, look, like there are still the times where Russ can have like a really nice looking pass in transition or a lob to somebody, or he can hit the shooter in the corner when the defense is sagging off of him. But then he'll also have times where he'll try to drive without really a specific plan, and he might drive into two defenders and lose the ball there, or he'll have this moment of, oh crap, I can't do this, so he picks the ball up and tries to make a desperate pass and it's a turnover the other way. I also think that when it comes time for the fourth quarter, like that's when the tougher decisions are made, right? How's the flow of the game going? What are the matchups? Are teams attacking a certain defender? Pretty basic stuff, right? Well, if we remember last year, it was against the Pacers. The article for it is from January 20th, where Frank Vogel sat Westbrook for the last 4 minutes in the fourth quarter of a game that the Lakers lost. Is it possible that that sort of thing could be a little more regular? Well, let's think about other lineups. I mean, obviously LeBron and AD are playing in every fourth quarter, and then after that, I mean, Pat Bev, we all know how Pat Bev fits next to those two with his defense, his shooting, and all that. And then you think about like Kendrick Nunn for a little bit more shooting, but also you're kind of small in the backcourt. Perhaps you're going with AD and let's say Damian Jones if you want to go with the double bigs in a fourth quarter situation, or Thomas Bryant. Certainly not the most talented group of guys around LeBron and AD, but as far as play style and all that, they're easier fits than Russ. To go back to that Ramona Shelburne quote, though, where the Lakers say that they view Westbrook as a starter still, I think that's the right thing to say right now. Because the worst possible thing you can do as an organization is try to make Russ feel like he's on an island with this team. Because if he was to dive into the internet for 4 seconds, he would definitely feel like he was on an island with this team. I mean, I remember there was a game, I don't remember the specific opponent, but there was a game in Staples Center towards the tail end of last season where Russ, he had the ball for an open three, and the fans are just like groaning, like, oh no. And it was just a moment of like, ooh, that's got to be rough. I mean, I don't know if you could hear him in the flow of the game, but I would have to assume that Russ has heard a little bit of this, you know what I mean? Or potentially a whole lot, and we've already had the whole thing this offseason of his relationship with LeBron, and he didn't go up to him in Summer League and all that. So yeah. Another thing that I've seen is what happens to Westbrook after this season, and we're a decent ways away from that whole thing, but I mean, look, the conversation around a Russ trade is whoever gets him, if the Lakers give him the assets, buys him out. I mean, that's the assumption that's going on pretty much whenever you look up a Westbrook trade. So anyway, who could want Russ like that? I mean, that's a little tough, man. I think a lot of teams are pretty much set at point guard. I don't know if they'd really be comfortable with having Russ come in and being Russ, basically. Would a bad team want him? I mean, I've seen some people say, well, he could be a tank commander. Yeah, but look at the bad teams in the league. Like the Pacers, I doubt they're going to make the playoffs in the East this season. You're not going to want Russ taking the ball out of Halliburton's hands. The Rockets aren't going to want him taking the ball away from Jalen Green. The Magic aren't going to want him taking it away from Franz or Paolo or Cole Anthony or Markelle Fultz. Pistons aren't going to want him to take it away from Jaden Ivey and Cunningham. Like, it's just kind of tough here, man. I mean, if I do a quick scan around the league, like, I think the Wizards and the Clippers could use improvements at point guard, even if I love Monte Morris on the Wiz and all that. But if he's going to struggle to make shots, then, I mean, again, it's just tough to find the team for him. Now, let's say there's a scenario in which Russ does embrace, or maybe he doesn't embrace it, but he's pretty much just got to do it. You're going to have to take less money, you're going to have to come off the bench, and that's just kind of how it's going to be. Again, this is projecting after his current contract is done. I mean, I could still see him having success there. It's just a matter of the mindset, and also he's probably still going to have to bump up the percentages a bit. I mean, even if you do give the feeling to teams that you are willing to adjust, I mean, you still shoot like 29% from three. Like, that's still going to be a tough sell for some teams, you know? On top of, you know, he's going to be a year older by that point, and, you know, does he still have the downhill juice that he once did? Obviously not, but can he channel enough of that? I would like to believe that he can have a good third act of his career, but as far as finding the perfect team and the ideal situation and all that, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm saying at this very moment, it is a little tougher for me to find it.